off-season surgery there?
It's going good. I started playing catch on the exact same day I did last year, so I'm on schedule, and until I hear otherwise, I'm just going to proceed as I normally would.
Was it true that before you had the surgery and all that, that you had to have your wife take lids off the jars?
Yes, unfortunately. My masculinity took a hit at the end of the year.
Yeah, it did.
Don't steal my thunder. Don't steal my thunder, Matt. This is my time.
I'll be down here.
Okay. Masculinity, yeah. Yeah, actually, the story she tells is I was holding a Sprite-can on the plane, and I went to open it, and I had to kind of grab it sideways, and I couldn't even support the weight of a Sprite-can. It just occasionally it would get hot like that and just kind of turn off, and she had to open my Sprite-can for me too. But jars were not happening because anything that it required my arm twisting didn't really work, and so I had to hand it to my wife. I can open jars now, though. You want me to?
Is that part of the rehab?
No.
So how did that affect gripping and then throwing a baseball as well?
Tremendously. You know, at the end of the year, the full extension was the problem. So you saw me throwing a lot of cutters and a lot of curveballs because I could get my arm to go this way fine. I just couldn't get it to pronate all the way through, and that's okay because I'm not really a power pitcher, and so I was able to get by with that. But you saw the difference in the first half of the year when I was a complete pitcher and I was doing all the things I wanted to do, and the second half of the year when I couldn't.
Was it painful or just couldn't extend?
Painful. It was painful, yeah, and because it was painful, my arm kind of towards the further I went, the more afraid I was that it was going to hurt. So I would kind of compensate and kind of pull back a little bit. So you just can't pitch like that for very long. And luckily, the training staff just did such an amazing job in September in preparing me to get ready for each start, and we just did a lot of different new regimens. And so my September was outstanding because I was starting to feel a lot healthier. And then towards the end of it's probably good we didn't have me pitch that last game, and it didn't mean something because I just don't know how well I would have done, to be honest with you. It was just there was days where you just never knew what you were going to get, But I put it out there every time. I also knew that, and looking back at the season, what were we, one game up going into the last game of the year? I think I was 5-0 in September. There was no time for me to take off. We needed to get to the postseason, and not saying that somebody else couldn't have done that, but I just knew I could, and just ran out of time with my wing as the end of the year drew near. But just the same way in the playoffs, I had my good games and bad. When my arm felt healthier, I pitched pretty good, and when it didn't, I didn't pitch very well.